So check this out. Check this out. I've come into a piece of what I think is yellow birch. It's got that been in the field sort of bird shit sort of patina to it, which is nice. We're always looking for that. See the birch color on the pattern on the side and the bark? Pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And it's not white birch because, you know, let's face it, white birch would be rotten by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the wife agrees,
So
which is
yellow.
great.
Are you talking on the camera? Oh.
Camera's always on. She's so involved. Well, no, please, come. Oh, Debbie, don't do this. Don't do this. Oh, does anybody else have this problem?
I just got a permanent. It hasn't been curled yet, so
So I can get, I believe, something approaching 12 inches out of it. It's 13, but I don't know that I'll be able to get all of that. Anyway, so I'm going to hope for 12. And it's pretty exciting. I'm going to come in like a quarter and make a mark. Come in like a quarter and make a mark. Pretty cool. In like a quarter. I don't have to come in too much on this side because I'm already set. Make a mark. So I think right there, bang, that's my center. And I'm going to open this up, as you can imagine I would, and draw myself my circle. I stayed in from the end because there's some checking on this end because this was the end of this plank. Get a little closer move on that checking. Yeah, I don't know if that's even worth doing, but right there you can sort of see it. It's a little bit more pronounced on the back. But the back will be smaller. Pretty cool. I've got some bark. I should probably get a hatchet and try to chop it off now rather than later, because you know how that goes. Now is always a better time to chop bark. And yeah. If I had a spud, this would be easier, but that was pretty easy. Okay, done. Done. I love the getting ready to rot part. Cool. All right, and now it's take it over to the bandsaw and lay out. Well, I've got my layout for my circle, so chop this. And then, while I'm right here, let's make a mark using this old center. All right, we're pretty well centered. I'll drop some screws into this thing. We can get going. Love it. All right, let's go make this into a cylinder. So here we are over here on the bandsaw. This is my 1913 Crescent 30 inch. For what it's worth. Well, that's that. Boy, that was easy enough. Now let's throw these in the burn pile and get this over to the lathe. Look at her go, hiding away. What's going on?
My hair looks horrible. It just got
Oh, you
done.
just had your hair done.
No, it's not done. It's permed, which means I can't do anything to it for 3 days.
Oh my God.
I look like the Witch of the East.
No, really, I think you're being kind.
Okay, the Witch of the West.
A little bit. More like her sister, but yeah. Was the Witch of the East her sister? Anyway, you look, you know, you're camouflaged pretty well. No one will be able to tell. But it's nice of you to show up. I tell you, it's great having groupies at the shop. So, swinging around, whoa, quickly. Oh, vertigo. So there's a block of wood on the lathe. I'm going to go get it, move it over. Block of wood on the bandsaw.
You need an air conditioner here.
I'm going to move it over to the lathe. Oh, my goodness. That's what it looks like on the bottom. This is going to be something. Never done this before. Oh, boy, this thing's heavy. I wonder if the lathe will even be able to swing it. And in we come. Oh, boy, this is heavy. I don't know what it weighs. A lot. Okay. Wind this up. This could be great. We'll be roughing out this. This is about roughing out the sides to get my basic bowl shape, figuring out what the bottom is going to look like, and then getting a block of wood mounted that I can use as a waste block for turning the rest of the bowl. That's how this process goes. So let's, right off the bat, let's get the bottom turned. This is big gouge time. I'm going to be right in your way probably. Hold on for a second. This might work. Whoa, that's too fast. Oh, baby. Well, I did not look. Bad me. Bad me. Take it down at least one gear. Whoa. I think I'm going to move you around to the other side. You can see more of the action and I can get a little bit better angle on this attack. I'm feeling like I'm reaching too far. Be right with you. This, I think, looks a little bit better. In case anyone's just checking in, this is effing hard. I think I'm going to downgrade from a 3/4 to a 1/2 inch chisel or gouge. Bothered by this interrupted area. We'll get through it. We'll get through it. I think I'm just going to try to work this corner a little bit more. This is, did I mention this was hard? Still got a ways to go. All of this stuff. You know what? I've got a tool for this. All right. All right. getting better. So now I'm not done beveling the sides, but it's time to hit the road. I want to pass it across the bottom, make it as flat as I can, so that when I glue my waste block on, it'll make good contact. So let's see what happens. Try to get this business round out of the way. And bring in the tailstock. Okay, and that will happen like that. That'll happen like that. That's good. Okay. And some glue. I'm using Type-On 3 these days on our temporary blocks. That's going to matter. Okay, that's enough glue. And that's that. We'll use this as a press and press that on. There you have it. All right. See you tomorrow. Because that's what's going to happen tomorrow. We'll, pay the rent tomorrow. Be great. All right, so I've got this block on. Its glue's dry. This is the next day. I'm going to do a little more. I've got this business right here. I want this to be a refined shape. I don't want it to look like some sort of part of a tree, like it fell down. So I'm going to try to find my bowl shape inside this and this other piece on the other side, right? Somewhere in here. This is smaller than this. So this right here is going to define whatever this bowl looks like will happen because of this. So for right now, I need to get the rest of this material off. And I've got this set up. That's dry. I need to turn it to a 2-inch round so I can grab it with my chuck. And that's in the future. For right now, I got to get the rest of this. I want to get this cleaned up. My technique is to define the outside of the bowl, and that shows me what I need to do on the inside. Let's do that. Looking better. All right. This should be simple etch-a-sketch, you know? Sort of wondering what that looks like. Did I get any of it? Is it getting better at all? The edge that I'm not paying attention to is better. This edge could come in a little deeper. Okay. More. More. So take it in more then. see what this looks like. I mean, it's got to be getting better, right? I mean, I say that, but it isn't. It's not anywhere. I've got nothing accomplished. Getting there. Getting there. Jeez. All right. Close, real close right there. Real close. That's what it's going to be like. That's that. All right, I think that's going to do what I want it to do. So I've reset this again. It should work this time. What did that do? See an angle shaped like that, that looks good to me. Did I get it? Pretty much. All of that. Almost all of this. That's within finishing range. I'll come back one more time. That's great. Great, great, great. That's great. All right. I do. That looks good. That's the spot. That right there. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Got more exciting things to do. This is exciting. Let's see what we can do with this. It's more fun doing this than having it catch, you know, tearing it out of my hand. This is going real well. I've got no problem with what's going on. This is great. Okay. We're just flying through this thing. Okay, great. All right, done with it. I'll bring you back in a little bit. I've got to do some re-shimming on this wheel. Right, so this is all about what I don't know, right? That's great. This wheel right here is slightly domed. Back in the day of belts, they would dome they would dome the pulley slightly. It's a really small amount, but they would slightly dome the pulley, and somehow the belt creeps up to the high spot. So if it's domed, then the belt will center itself because it's not wanting to run in the low spot. I've been having a problem with the belt running off this way when when it's under a lot of tension. So I put some 16th inch thick copper shims underneath this side of the transmission to make this lower, make this higher, under the idea that it wouldn't creep up. But that's totally wrong. So I need to put these shims under this side to raise this, to make this side higher so that it won't creep over. It's belt logic. I don't know crap about it, but that's what I think. So okay, I need to loosen that. I need to get both of these shims out. Probably should pull this down at the same time. All right, let's see what that does. It could work. All right. All right, let's see what happens. Looks better. All right, I think that should do it. And this is my bowl all roughed out. Got all the bark off it. Got some funny marks here. Looks like some bugs got in it. We don't care about bugs. They're dead. It's got some beautiful heart here. It's got some funny spalting around this bit of sapwood. Now, okay, so the Etch-a-Sketch portion of this is over. Now I'm going to come across, I'm going to flatten this, make a new center hole, and the center hole is a little bit out. Anyway, and then turn this to a round, 2-inch round, because that's what I need, 2-inch round. And then I'll be able to dismount it and put it in my chuck and start working on the outside, on the inside. I think I might want to take a minute and do a little bit of freehand turning on this thing, but you can see what's going to happen here. This is going to become what I think of as a dough bowl, a smoothly rounded, almost hemispherical sort of bowl, which is great. I like that. I like all kinds of shapes. Bowl shapes, simple ones, beautiful pieces of wood, simple shapes. That's the theme here. Let's just not have that be a commentary on me. Anyway, I'm going to do a little touch up on this. This only needs to be about 5/8 of an inch thick, so I can trim that a little bit. And then do a little freehand work. Get this thing down to 2-inch. Okay. Watching anything to do with this lathe, but this tool holder that I'm using with the lantern on it is the thing that supports my tool rest for freehand turning. So take this little gem off. Before I put it on next time, I'll remember to do a little lubing. Still with me? All right, new tool rest. Oh, we're good. We're good. Turn that a little bit like that. That looks pretty good. Do that. Should probably come up just a teeny bit. And I can do that I should get collars for these things. Good enough. All right, first thing, make a better center hole. Big. My chuck holds 2-inch on a good day. All right, so yeah, 2-inch on a good day. So I need to get this thing to 2-inch, and this is 2 5/16. It's simple enough math. And there's nothing that says it can't be 1 7/8. But that's so close to 2. I think I'm going to make it a teeny bit small so I don't have to jam it. Anyway, it's just pine though, so it doesn't really effing matter. Should be fine. Should be fine. Will it go on? That's the question. Make it a little smaller. Still not right. All right, come on. Supposed to put that. And that should go in fine. The jaws in this thing are straight, so I don't have to worry about angles on the jaws, and that's it. What's probably most important is getting these jaws hard up against a smooth flat surface, which is why I took the time to scratch this thing out flat, because if this thing was cocked, when these things go up against it, it'll be wobbly. Not that it isn't going to wobble some, because this, I don't know if you've caught on, this doesn't run perfectly true. There'll be a little bit of wibble. That'll all come out. Anyway, I think I'm gonna, this is all set, that's all set. I think I'm gonna do a little freehand work and get this smoothed up so that when the day comes that I actually get this thing flipped around, I'm not facing all of this. Let's do that. All the things that have to be done have been done. Centers, removal of bark edge or wane. This is really coming along. Okay, smooth this. Somewhere in here there'll be like a foot and then kind of a recess. I can do those things last. But for right now I need to get the outside of this thing smooth. Smoother. Let's see what a little gouge does. I think, except for a little roundy here and there, and that's pretty much the shape that I want to have. That looks good. Teeny bit of scraping. Teeny bit of scraping. Just a, it's going to wiggle. By the time I get the center of this thing out, the wood's going to relax and it's going to change shape at least twice. Oh, that looks damn good. Damn good. Jeez. This is one of those times I'm sort of impressing myself. That's nice. It's a big chunk for me. It's a big chunk. It's good. That's not very smooth, but I don't care. All right. Take this off and flip it around and see if I can gain any kind of control on the backside. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I haven't had the belt slip yet either. Which is good. That's that. This will weigh a little bit less when I get this chunk of cast iron off it. There we go. Anyway, that's what that's looking like right now. Still has some of the bird shit on it, which is, you know, the mark of goodness. Let's get this turned around. Okay, here we go. Next round. This I've got a taper on. Fits in the socket here. Number 2. Pretty snug. Good. I mean, it's not indestructible, but it's close. And that right there is what that's like. I think what I want to do is get this a little bit out of the way and get this up real tight with a push block. That's about it. But if I get this with a block and I push real hard, then I believe I will seat this against those jaws, which, you know, is at the moment the important part. I need to lock this in place. I slightly tightened it and I wished I hadn't now. All right, that's good. Okay, that feels good. And now tighten. If you recall, it's just a piece of pine, so nothing special. All right, and now medium high. This edge is touching, right? Better. Better. Wow, that's great. That's just great. Wow, this is very good. Running really close to true. I'm happy. All right. I'm happy. Getting a little angry in there. Don't know why. A little angry. Right in there. Jesus, I don't know. Birch. Jesus, this is going to be a big bowl. Here we go. Just go. Keep going. Keep going. Long way in. Well, just for the hell of it, we'll take a look at this and say, oh, I am 1 5/8 inches in out of, well, this measures about 3 5/8. I'll probably leave the bottom, there'll be a little bit of a recess, leave the bottom about 1/2 of an inch thick. So this will be 3 inch. So I guess I'm halfway in. This is half of the curve. There's something. There's something that's hitting. Let's take a look. Just to, no, I'm not losing my mind. Yeah, see what it is here is I'm switching from just coming out of the heartwood, and I'm just in the heartwood for a little bit, and as I get less and less in the heartwood, it's getting more and more of that thumping. I don't mind. I can do it. Thinner cuts. good time to see how I'm doing. This is nearly finished thickness right here. This is good. Swells a little bit, but it's pretty good. And this right here is about the depth, and I am at 3 1/16. That's it. I don't want to go any deeper than that. I don't want to go any deeper than that. Clean. All right, it's cleaning time. All right, it was smoother when I was just cutting it with the gouge, but you know, there's a limit to how far I dare get. Now it's a little bit coarser because I've been scraping it, but I think I can sand it back to relatively good, and I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm at, I mean, clearly I haven't finished the bottom. I still got to get this stem out, and that'll happen. But right at the moment, I'm at 3 1/16, which leaves me about 7/16 at the bottom, and I'm going to relieve it a small amount. So I think I'm good. I think this is about as far as I want to take it. Still got a little bit of a line right there. You know, I can feel a little bit of a ring right in there. And this is a little bit thick. Well, that's a 1/2 inch thick right there. That's thicker than I need to be. Okay, let's do a little bit about that. So, what will I do? Scrape? Yeah, let me scrape. Let me try gouging it. Well, the gouge, properly done, the gouge leaves a much better finish. The wood is sheared off. Just getting out there, I can't get the angle that I want. I'm going to move the tailstock. I'm going to regret this possibly. Hopefully I won't regret it really soon. I should be able to get the angle now. I'm going to do a teeny bit of touch up on the gouge. Be right back. So there's very little I've found, it is my experience, that there's very little you can't fix in a turning tool by sharpening. I mean, it's just sharpening it makes it everything good. So that right there, that's you know, almost 5/16. That's 3/8. Time to do a little sanding. I think I've got it. That's terrific. That's just terrific. I can sand the rest of that. It's going to be super. Okay, other than getting the stem out and dressing the back, I think I've got it. Except there's one little scratch right in there. You'll see it when I spin it. That it won't. I tried sanding. It won't sand out. It's scratched. So I've got to get in there and do a little teeny bit of scraping, and hopefully not make a mess of everything. Alright, one of the things that I'm not really good at is getting the bottom of the bowls flat. And I'm, obviously working on that. I think I'm going to use this as a scraper. That's it. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Little hand sanding here and there. That's it. That's it. God, that is stunning. It's going to look great with tung oil on it. Now, the next thing I've got to do is I've got to get this thing off the back end. And I've got a particular tool to do that, but I think this is too big for it. So let's, that's stunning. It's a little thick. I'm fine with it. All right, let's take this out. There's that. And now, I've got the old Longworth. Don't mind this right at the moment. That's not important. All right, now, can I get this big enough to put this on? Yes, I can. Oh, that makes the next move really simple. I've got this problem. It's mostly in my head, but these have washers at the bottom edge and they cut into the piece. So I've got this little movable shim that I can, it raises them out past where the washers are. So that makes that good. And let's tighten these down. Jeez, don't do that. Okay, that's good. Now tighten. Now this is a lousy time for this to go flying off. So therefore, I'm not going to let it go flying off. I believe. I'm going to put tailstock up against this thing and for all intents and purposes cut it off. Remember when I recentered that hole? Yeah, well that's what this is for. Or this is what that's for, was for. Here we go. So, that was beautiful. That's it. I didn't like that raw. That just felt terrible. That just felt terrible. This whole thing moved. Ooh. But I don't care because I'm done. We'll call that done. Let's get rid of this. This is jumping off. It is jumping off. My gosh. I've never had that one happen before. Oh well. I'll sand this off on the workbench. so I'm not interested in it going flying now. All right, you've seen it happen. This is as far as we're going to get here. Over to the bench we go. See you there in a bit. So here we are, done, off the lathe, cleaned up. I like it a lot. It's a little teeny bit chunky. I'm in the size of 1/4 inch to about 3/8. It's not what I was thinking, but I'm not embarrassed. It's fine. It's a 12-inch bowl. I mean, do you want 8-inch sidewalls? I don't think so. Anyway, it's looking pretty good. I'm imagining I'm going to do this. This is Dave's version of household finish. I'm looking for tongue oil. I'm going to do tongue oil finish. In my mind, it's food safe. I'm not going to make a soup in this, but if I wanted to put breadsticks in it, it wouldn't bother me at all. This is 220 sandpaper. I'm just you know, sort of unscuffing the surface a little bit. Problem with sanding on the lathe, on my lathe only goes in one direction. So if I get into a situation where I'm bending fibers of the wood over, they're all going over in the same direction, and that's the end of the sanding. So here we are. So what I'm going to do, I believe, is wipe a coat of tongue oil varnish on. I've got this stuff. It's made by Waterlux. It looks like that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, sort of. This one's sealed up and it's going to stay that way. The stuff, once you open it, it starts to oxidize and cross-link, which is what we want it to do. But it happens in the can. And, you know, 45 bucks later, it's a little much. So I've put it in little containers, and using it out of these little containers. So if it, I mean, I think I'll use this whole little jar up before it starts to link up in the can, obviously, because it's not in the can, but a smaller quantity. And because every time you open it, you let more oxygen in. So the point is, in the little jars, I'll be able to use the whole of the quart, and then I'll just clean the jars and use them again the next time, because I keep doing this. Yes, spalting area, little teeny bit. I wish there was more, but I'm fine with that. Just kind of nice. Wow, this is old, hard, and dry. You can't hear it, but you get that feeling it's drawing this stuff right in. That was a swing and a miss. All right, we're back. Wiping, you don't get a huge film. And the point of wiping is to get a coat on without any apparent surface buildup. I mean, when I'm teaching people, I frequently refer to it as wiping it on until it feels almost dry to the touch. This will raise the grain slightly. And tomorrow, I'll be able to buff this down with, a finer grit of sandpaper, probably switch over to 220, and buff all the raised grain, and put another coat on. probably 3 coats. Sometimes 3 turns into 4. 3 coats, and then steel wool and wax. It's a dusty shop, so there's going to be dust settle on this thing from the atmosphere. I don't really care, because I'm going to steel wool and or sand and or steel wool later the surface. Wow, this is super. Don't really want to do that pointy thing. Let me put this on this. There we go. Look at this thing. Wow, that's... Whew. This was a freebie from my sawyer. Out behind his shed, he had a couple pieces of yellow birch that he was going to cut and do something with. And I didn't ask him. I got my hands on it and, you know, just said, mine, right? Cook it home. This is really, wow, that's really, God, that's beautiful. I'm all about the grain of the wood. I don't really give a damn about the shape. I mean, the shape, as long as it's pleasant. But the grain of the wood, just singing. Loving it. All right. So, oil-soaked rags are lethal. They will catch themselves on fire. Not every time, not every one, but when you least suspect it. Back in the day, working on the old house, do a little ragging of some oil finish on something, and throw the rags in the fireplace. Boom, later that night they catch on fire. Everything was fine. Painter of my crew had 2 pickup trucks burn out from underneath him because of oily rags in the back coming home from a job. 2 times. I mean, let's face it, we all laugh, but still. Oily rags. So, trick with the rags. If you can't immerse them in water, then you can hang them out to dry. If they're real thin, not touching one part to another, they'll never develop enough heat to catch on fire. That's foolproof. Anyway, so I'm going to stretch this out. I'm actually going to do it on the wood stove, but not that it matters. All right, so that's oiled. This will be great tomorrow. Oh, man, that is just beautiful. Thanks for watching. We'll get to it tomorrow. Get something done.
Hey, got the bowl home, got all my tung oil on it, and it came out pretty well. Now give it the final last little bit of the treatment. I've got some paste wax. This is my current paste wax de jour. I mostly buy whatever they've got in the hardware store. And I'm just going around it with some steel wool. This is 3/0. Just to get any of the little nits that are on the surface. Get a little buff action on it. I'll do the front and the back. I've buffed it a little bit already. But this is the final treatment. Pretty nice. This that came out pretty well. There's a spot right there. Maybe I'll do it again. This is the treatment. This just takes care of every little teeny thing. So there's that, all done. And this is my little rag du jour. Not that it matters much. I think this qualifies as hard wax. This is, you know, it's a blend of carnauba and other natural waxes, I am sure. Carnauba qualifies as a hard wax. Hope I'm not shaking you too much here. We're on the same table. Anyway. I'm sure that's shaking you. Sorry. So, there we have it. Waxed. Couple of coats of tongue. I think I got 4 on, all told. Piece of yellow birch. Logger buddy had a piece kicking around his shop, and I grabbed it because, you know, I'm like that with wood. But this had a little distress. It's a little. You can see some fungus was getting into the log when it was in a tree form. It's a spotty. I've got some other pieces of it kicking around, but none of them are as nice as this or as big as this. Anyway, this was kind of a special little piece that I got out of that tree, or that piece of that tree. I've got another section of that tree that's actually like a cookie of the tree, sliced right across the trunk, and it hasn't cracked. But turning end grain is really hard for me anyway. And so I'm still working on it, and I'll probably work on it for a while. I might eventually get something. That will be, this is fabulous, I love this. But the one that's like a cookie will have all of its annual growth rings showing. If I get it right, if I ever get to it. But anyway, I got to this. This came out wonderful. I'm just so pleased. So pleased. And we'll be able to, you know, have mashed potatoes in it for Thanksgiving. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Love doing this stuff. You know, it's good to have a product in the end. Can't win. I mean, can't beat it. We'll see you.